All right, people, let's get into it. So, our next review of the day is going to be for the film Mercy. Mercy is a movie directed by Trimmer Back Backup
Timur
Backup
Timur
Bekamaltov
Bekmambetov, who's directed
Bekmambetov.
such classics as Wanted, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, 2015's Unfriended. Oh, he directed Searching, which was actually not bad, and also last year's War of the Worlds.
Directed one of the year's worst movies last year, in War of the Worlds, which was one of my worst movies of the year. And it was on, I think, all our lists for worst movies of the year. There, but yeah, he's back again with this film, Mercy here. And what is this movie about? Well, you have Chris Pratt there, who is a detective who's on trial, who's on the Mercy court system for the murder of his wife there. Now, the Mercy court system is a new system designed in this dystopian world of Los Angeles.
Yes,
in the far future.
Yeah, this dystopian police surveillance state, which they just completely brush over.
Yeah, this complete surveillance, because they say that crime has gotten so bad in California that they've had to create these red zones in the state of, where each place is like these hot zones.
They were already doing that.
I mean, yeah, there are places there in Los Angeles there. This is basically just what conservatives think Los Angeles is on a daily basis, like what's always happening, you know what I mean? Like it's just complete anarchy. But yeah, so it's all these red zones. So because crime is so rampant, and because when they arrest all these people, they can't process them fast enough. They've created this Mercy court system, which puts people on trial, and it's an hour and 50 minutes, this court that you go to with Mercy. And they even put the clock.
Yeah, you get 90 minutes to plead your case to 90 minutes to plead your case to an AI judge. And at the end of that, if your guilt doesn't drop below, I think
80%.
Yeah, 80%. No, 92 to avoid execution.
Yeah,
then,
but you have to,
you die.
Yeah, and then you have to drop below 80 in order to be found not guilty by the Mercy court, which I guess then you go to regular court, I guess.
Or I don't know if you're not guilty there. They don't explain that.
Yeah, I don't know if that
isn't interested in explaining that.
Yeah. So yeah, you sit in front of this AI judge there and you plead your case. Like Nick said, you got 90 minutes to do so. And if you fail, then they just gas you right there. Or they put like some type of electroshock or something.
It's basically the electric chair.
Yeah.
And what they don't show in the trailer is you have complete access to the entire city cloud that has access to everybody's cell phone, everybody's social media, everybody's personal information that they just kind of brush over.
Yeah, this thing has access to, like you said, everything, even private businesses, everybody's cameras, and it's all because everybody's all data is uploaded. I forgot what they call it. Something.
Yeah, it's cloud. Like the city's municipal cloud is what they say.
So it's all just like this cloud system that it operates on. So you have access to all this stuff. A lot of people have been talking about this movie. Is this movie pro AI? Is it pro cop?
This movie like pro AI? Is this propaganda? Is this like pro data mining and pro surveillance state? And yes, this movie is all of those things.
And so yeah, it's all those things, because it's like, is it, you need to have all this information because this is what helps people in solving these cases there. But sometimes it maybe needs some human regulation here and there. But yeah, so that's kind of the setup you have of this. And this director, Dusk and I, we were talking about when we reviewed War of the Worlds, and he was informing me that, this guy is big on these type of movies. We listed off his filmography. He did Searching. He did Unfriended. Movies where people are on computer screens. Where it's people looking at information on computer screens and looking worried and reacting to it. I guess he just got
I get it. It's, probably cheap to film. You can probably, splurge on some fairly good actors. Searching, I feel like, is one of the best ones of these kinds of movies, even though I think Missing is so much better.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. Like I was trying to figure out Radiant Infantry said Ben Shapiro is going to love this movie. I would be interested to hear his take on this.
This
Yeah.
is like gonna be Ben Shapiro's best movie of the year. So that's how you know it's a piece of shit.
Uh,
Besides our review.
and so it'd be interesting. Like he's very into this type of thing, and I like searching too. I like John Cho
Mhm,
searching, and I think maybe that worked because it was smaller scale. I said the same thing
mhm,
about War of the Worlds. Like that part of it why it doesn't work among many things is like you're trying to depict this whole global invasion of these aliens, but it's only restricted to just Ice Cube looking at Teams meeting video chats and FaceTime
mhm.
screens. It's like that's
Yeah, it's
not
like
really
yeah,
very effective.
with this, you kind of need to with this kind of movie, you really need to take the scale back. You need to like have a lead performance that is, that is very charismatic, that can pull off material given like, very little to work with. And Chris Pratt is not one of those people.
Yeah. At least he's not playing Star Lord. I will say about that. For people who complain, like in every movie, he's Star Lord. In Electric State, he's
No,
Star
no,
Lord.
no, no. It's because when he's not Star Lord, he fucking sucks.
Like I don't know why he doesn't do. I mean, he came from comedy. I wish he would do
Mhm.
more comedies when he's not maybe doing that stuff, like more goofy, kind of maybe
No, because
screwball
he got a
comedy.
taste. No, because he got a taste of like being the leading man in Guardians and Jurassic World, which how those movies continue to make billions of dollars, I will never understand. And he doesn't want to go back to just being the fat funny guy.
Mm, okay, maybe. Hey, I guess kind of working. I mean, it's like he's reduced himself to just bland, generic, good-looking leading man guy. But yeah, so that's kind of the setup you have here of it. And this movie, it's just him strapped to a chair, looking at screens, trying to figure out his wife's murder. You have this AI judge who's Rebecca Ferguson, who probably is the easiest check she's ever gotten in her life. I mean, she just all the edges to stand there and look and just give face and serve, and then just give out the line. So it's probably very easy paycheck for her.
Mhm,
And yeah, I think the concept is interesting, like the whole
mhm.
concept of this mercy court system, and the interest of AI, and the morality of that. Those are all very interesting things,
That
but
this movie has no interest with engaging in any of that discussion.
it takes the least path of interesting things that they possibly can in the most generic kind of just sci-fi action movie way. And like you said, they address these things with no real intent of trying to confront them or answer them in any way. And Radium Tree said he had his funny bone surgically removed for Jesus there. Yeah, and so I think that's kind of one of the big problems with the Mercy fan. What are your thoughts on it?
Shit, it's like I agree with you. It's like this there is potential for like a very interesting, discussion about like the morality of systems like this, especially with how AI is kind of starting to become more and more a part of like the face of technology. And in the hands of like a competent director, this could have been something that was like really interesting. But what you get is baby's first Minority Report.
Minority Report, yeah, a lot of comparisons to that as well with Minority Report there of it. And also just could have think like you said, you could have really played with this. Like you could have had it where there's still like a human judge or like a
Mhm.
human plaintiff, human prosecutor and defender, but they just rely on AI. They just let it's like, well, we're still here for a formality for constitutional purposes, but we're just gonna let AI make the decision. Like that's something that you could have done, done with that. And also the fact that this AI, Rebecca Ferguson, I guess she's sweet on Chris Pratt because all of a sudden she starts assisting him and helping him and aiding him in his investigation. When I was like, wait a minute, I thought you weren't supposed. I thought this judge
I
was only
thought
supposed to be
bitch,
here
you're supposed to be impartial.
impartial and just here to evaluate the facts. Like any
Mhm,
evidence that he pulls is like, okay, then because as he pulls more evidence, either his rating goes up or down. You
mhm.
know what I mean? So it either goes up to 98%, which is the highest percentage you can get in the court, or it can go down, drop down. So it's like, okay, but then all of a sudden she starts like, there's like evidence, and then she's like, wait a minute, Chris. I mean, what's his name in the movie? Is it
Uh,
Chris Raven? Oh,
it's literally Chris.
it's fucking Chris.
He doesn't even change his fucking name in this movie,
It's
and he
Chris
still
Raven, yeah.
sucks this bad.
And she's like, "Wait a minute, Chris, you missed a key piece of evidence. Don't you want to go back and look at that before you move on? Like it's a fucking video game. Like you missed they giving you a hint in a video game. Like what the fuck is this?" So it's like stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, and then he makes the computer, the AI glitch. like giving it a like that's some old school shit that you people used to do with computers and everything like that. And it's not even anything that tricky or that complicated that the computer couldn't have answered. And it's like that. So I was like, that's pretty bad. What do you think about the way the AI is used in the movie?
Oh, the AI is used in just like the most basic kind of like way to appeal to tech bros. I feel like it doesn't really engage in any of the, you know, moral questions around AI, which this movie could have done, a much better movie would have done. Instead, it's just a plot device
Mm,
to just get to stating the next piece of exposition, like what you were saying with when we were talking about the rip is like you know, it's like they have it in the contract where they have to state the plot like 2 3 times is like throughout the run of the movie, just you know, to check on the people like watching this movie and you know, with their phones out. And this movie dials that up to like 100 because there's like you could take a drink every time they like reiterate the plot or reiterate where they're at in the case.
yeah. And like 90 minutes to try to solve it takes weeks to solve murders, months to solve
Yeah. It's like
years sometimes.
it's just like you watch like crime documentaries, they're at that shit for like months.
Yeah, piecing together the evidence, but, putting it all together, looking
It's
up
like this
every
and this dumb fuck pieces it together in 90 minutes.
well, I mean, he does have the AI help him too, so he's got that, with it as well, but yeah, like 90 minutes to do this, and maybe it would've been better if there was a little bit of maybe satire to it, like something like The Running Man
Mhm.
or Demolition Man, RoboCop,
Yeah,
where
if this
yeah,
movie wasn't playing it completely straight, then you could have like had something special with this.
yeah, because it plays itself so seriously that it's like, I mean, come on, this is kinda ridiculous and crazy, like, you need some kinda
It's like
more
it's like
l levity.
they put this bullshit in IMAX.
It's in IMAX 3D, and it's just him in a one room looking at
It's
computer
here
screens.
one
That's all it
one
is.
room sitting in a fucking chair for like an hour and a half.
And it's like, why is this IMAX? Why is this IMAX 3D? Like, this is probably the most waste of this format I've seen in a long time. Because it's like I said, this is it. This is the whole movie. What you look at the trailer, he just is in this room, looking at the computer screen, pulling it up,
Yeah, it was like looking at this screen, trying to pull up like any kind of emotion behind like his dumb fuck face.
and there's some scenes where they kinda do, like, you can tell it's meant for 3D, like, they do some, action sequences, and then there's scenes like this, and I was watching a video, Dead Domain YouTuber there, who talked about, like, how they kinda look like Batman Arkham City, crime scene. When you try to analyze the shit, it kinda looks like that and everything like that. They do some scenes like that in it, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's completely ridiculous there with that there. It's better than well, it is from the same director. He said it just reminds Ice Cube War of the Worlds
It,
from the
it's
same
it's
from the same
literally the
guy.
same director. It's like I don't know where this guy just found this affinity for like the laziest style of filmmaking ever.
I guess it's better than War of the Worlds. It's better. It's less
So
obvious mistakes in War of the Worlds, I guess. And then I mean, there's still a lot of advertisements in it because like Ring Camera, they get a shout out in it. Like literally, the Ring Camera logo is in here. That's a big prominent of it, which I don't know why you would really want your thing to be associated with, what I mean. Hey, we're collecting all your data, and this system can access it anytime you want without your permission. But okay, sure thing. Um, this is a perfect January movie, meaning that in all the derogatory sense.
mm.
It is meant to be in January to be dumped
Yeah,
here.
see my earlier comment about January being the dump month of Hollywood is like usually where they will release like the worst shit that you can imagine. This is one of those movies.
Yeah. What be your final thoughts rating for Mercy?
It's like this movie. Like, I can't believe it saying this. At one point in my life, I had a lot of like respect and admiration for Chris Pratt as an actor. I thought he was like, you know, a very funny, a very charismatic guy who, you know, really knew how to balance like a lot of the kind of ridiculous stuff that he is. I loved his performance in the Guardians films. I really love him on Parks and Recreation. And he has like completely settled into just being the most mediocre leading man that you could possibly ask for in all of Hollywood. Rebecca Ferguson, for the love of all that is holy, please find a better agent because you should not. You are like an Academy Award worthy actress. You should not be doing bullshit like this.
Mm, yeah.
This is like one of the like laziest fucking like AI surveillance state, police state propaganda films I've seen in my entire adult life. And watching this movie, I could feel myself like losing brain cells just by how stupid this whole fucking mystery was. And it could have been saved if like you had a leading actor with some kind of charisma or some kind of like charm or screen presence. And the entire time this movie is like actively painting him as guilty the whole time. It was like, yeah, it's like he's, an alcoholic. He's like implying that he was abusive towards his wife.
He's a
And
cop. I mean,
he's a
I
cop
mean, come on, he looks
and he's
connect
a
on the.
fucking and he's a co-op. And
Yeah.
he's played by Chris Pratt. So, uh God, I hated this fucking movie. It is like very rare to draw actual venom out of this movie, but looking on this Wikipedia page, I'm seeing like the budget on this was $60 million, which
Wow.
how? And so far the gross is 26 million. So good. This is like I don't usually root for movies to bomb. I wish they dropped a fucking atom bomb on this motherfucker.
Wow.
Fuck this movie. Waste of fucking film. I'm glad that I already have like the number one of my worst of the year list already.
Wow. And that's what Radium Trim is asking me. What's the difference between this or Return to Silent Hill for worst of the year so far? I think Return to Silent Hill is worse than
Mm.
this. I think it's at least this film
Well,
is.
well, with Return to Silent Hill, I kind of get it because it's based on, such a great game in Silent Hill 2. So there's like expectations for something good.
Mm. Yeah, it's just it messes up the whole story of Silent Hill to in a crazy way. There, and also I think even without you play the game, like the story's shit
Mm.
too. Like kind of dumb, too, and the performances are crap too. Here, I mean, I don't know. Rebecca Ferguson as the AI is kind of, I don't know. Like I said, she's not really tasked with much, but Josh just giving a very robotic performance of what she's doing. But then all of a sudden, she gets like very super emotional for some reason, like very emotional or into it, which didn't really make sense. But okay, that goes into the bad writing of Mercy. Yeah, I mean, it's all those things of like, very kind of pro AI stuff. The fact that, this has access to all these things, people's informations, the propaganda in it as well. That's a big problem. And it's just also, you have this good concept, this sci-fi concept of it that you completely waste, that you don't really do much with in the most bland, boring sci-fi action thriller mystery kind of thing. And this kind of setup. So it's like you could have done something really interesting with it, but you didn't. That's also a big thing about this crime. It's just like a big missed opportunity with this movie. And the other performances of the movie. I mean, you see people again. It's like this style of filmmaking where see people through like FaceTime screens and they're moving around and everything like that. Like, oh shit, let me go get something real quick. Oh, okay. And then you hear the jungling, them, just bumbling around, everything like that. Like
In 3D.
in IMAX 3D and 3D, it's like this is not exciting to watch. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like on a small scale, searching, that's fine, or missing or something like that, or even something like Unfriended, which was that horror movie they did, which was like what over Skype or something like that.
Yeah, that was over Skype. And yeah, that movie's also a piece of shit.
Yeah, they got to do a sequel on Zoom. They got to do a sequel now. Um,
Sequel actually wasn't bad.
Okay, yeah. So on a smaller scale thing, it kind of works there, but when you try to broaden it out and overreach, it just doesn't. I don't think this style of kind of filmmaking and like I don't know what genre of film is. Does it have a genre or a name for this
I think
style of film?
it's I think it's
You
like a
know,
screen thriller, I think is what you'd call it. I'm not sure. I'm not
no,
sure a term has been coined.
oh, yeah, iPad kid movies. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but yeah, these type of movies there. But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna continue to make them or
Oh,
whatever. But
it's a screen life film.
screen light
So
films.
so so it's
Okay.
like a computer screen film.
Yeah. And we see, like, sometimes with these type of things, like in that documentary, The Perfect Neighbor, how it couples
Mhm,
together, police body cam footage into telling a narrative. Like, it can, things like that can kind of things. And I guess this is like the extension of what we got with the found footage movies with
mhm.
that. And then we even got a further, like things like, what was that Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he was a cop? That was kind of like a
Oh,
found
fuck, what was it?
with Michael Pena in it. I forgot
Oh, End
exactly.
of Watch.
End of Watch, I guess this is like these type of movies are like the extension of those types, like kind of like that kind of style of film too. Um, for me, I would just give it I'd give it a burn it. I'd give it a burn it for me. And not a waste of fucking film, but still didn't like it.
You soft.
I haven't given something to burn it in a while, so
Just start praising AI. Just start like doing, the whole glory to Netanyahu on the stream because
yeah.
you're soft on this movie.
I'm already like Joe Rogan. I think Jesus is gonna come back through AI. I'm praying to AI every night, saying my prayers, type in AI, you know what I mean? Good night, AI. Sweet dreams, AI. Yeah, so waste of fucking film from Nick and a burn it for me for mercy there.